Hey, Lee here. So it's the weekend, and let's see, right now where I am in Atlanta, it's about 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. So what are you doing? What you up to? Um, no, I'm not saying that we should go hang out or something like that. What I'm saying is this. I'm saying you've been doing this for a week, right? Not even a week, really. I mean, this coming Monday evening will be a week, actually. And so what's happened? You mailed out a bunch of stuff. Some of you took the bull by the horns and did more than one mailing. And I posted that thing a couple of days ago, I guess this would be Wednesday or so, about how after you did the first mailing, don't stop, don't quit. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that today. So let's suppose that you were 60 pounds overweight, okay? And let's suppose that you wanted to lose weight, which would be a very laudable thing to want to do. And let's suppose that you went to the gym one time. So you go there and you're totally out of shape, and you come back, wake up the next morning, get on the scale, and doggone it, you probably actually are going to weigh a little more because your body's got more fluids in it. And you think, holy smoke, I'm 62 pounds overweight. That didn't work. I guess working out doesn't work. Well, last week when I said you've got to do it consistently, we kind of got over the one-time thing, right? Well, so now you go to the gym a week. You're starting to get into it a little bit. Yeah, this is pretty good. I'm an exerciser now, right? This is a metaphor, right? I'm an exerciser now. I go to the gym. Well, then what happens? I know what happens because it happens to me all the time. The car breaks down, the dog gets hurt, your wife, your significant other, your husband, whomever, they get sick, the kid gets sick, the kids get sick, tree falls on, God forbid any of these things happen, but I'm just saying, life happens, right? The water heater breaks, stuff happens. You've got to take the kids to 4 soccer games, 1 cello lesson, and a yada yada, whatever that is, within a 2-hour space of time. And, life intervenes, right? And you get knocked off your game. I mean, it was hard getting up. It was hard getting on it the first time, getting over the first thing of, should I buy this? Should I believe these guys? Should I think that this is going to work? Then you started mailing. Yeah, this is cool. It's exciting. It's an adrenaline rush, really, right? It's like, yeah, I'm on something new. This is exciting. And then you pop that in the mail. And that's why I posted that thing, because I said, I know exactly what's going to happen. You pop it on the mail. Yeah, I'm good. I'm feeling good. I'm in. I'm kind of let down. I'm not sure if this is going to work. The phone's not ringing. What's happening? And then, so I posted that thing and said, hey, and AJ said the same thing in the last webinar. Hey, don't stop. Keep going. Okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm popping more stuff in the mail. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. It is so easy right now for you to, it's not really a matter of getting discouraged. It is a matter of really what is called your lizard brain. Google that if you think I made that up. It is called your lizard brain, which is your fear-centeredness, which is really a part of your brain. Okay, our brains kind of evolved with us, right? It is your lizard brain choosing to live in its own understood fear, as opposed to branching out and making the changes over a longer period of time, which need to happen in order to get to the things that inside of you you want. That's what it is. You know, Albert Einstein, I think he was pretty smart. Not all smart people have any sense, though, but he seems to have had some sense. But Albert Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. So I'm going to be a little harsh here. And if you've been reading my comments in the Facebook group, you know that that happens every now and then, right? So I'm assuming that you are currently not where you want to be in some aspect of your overall life. In terms of finances, that could be described as cash coming in the door, cash in the bank, etc. It could also be in terms of control. I am so tired of going to that job and feeling like I know more than my boss does. It could be in a lot of different ways in terms of I know there's something in me, I know there's something more. See, that, all of that, that's not your lizard brain, by the way. All of that, that's your higher self. That is trying to express itself through you. That was my dryer. That is what trying to express itself through you. But then you start the whole self-sabotaging process. And you know, I mean, at some point you just got to, you know, at some point a lot of you are just going to self-sabotage yourself until you figure out the following. It won't work. We gypped you. It won't work for you. It's just Lee and AJ that can do this, or nobody can do this. You're just going to figure out all that stuff, and you're going to get stopped, and you're going to go back to your own, what Thoreau called, your own life of quiet desperation. I really like what my money guru Dave Ramsey calls this whole thing of being comfortable living with a life that you don't particularly like, but that is familiar to you. He says it's like you're kind of a spoiled child, like a 1-year-old, 10-month-old, something like that, and you got a really dirty diaper, and you're sitting there and you know you don't want your diaper changed because you sit there and you kind of look around. It's a dirty, smelly diaper. You say, but it's warm, and it's mine. So getting out of your comfort zone for a lot of us, our comfort zone is not really, should not be called our comfort zone. It really should be called something else, because a lot of that stuff inside that comfort zone, I think it really should be called our zone of familiarity. I think that would be a much better phrase than comfort zone, because I know that the comfort zone is oftentimes not comfortable, but it is very familiar. So getting out of that takes a massive amount of work, and it takes a massive amount of belief, and it takes a massive amount of taking all of those voices in your head, those voices that pretend to be rational, those voices that pretend to be talking to you for your own good and all that stuff. It takes a ton of that. You have to take all of that and you have to put it aside. And you have to say, no, 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 I'm not paying attention to you anymore. You're very familiar. I'm very comfortable with you. I just don't like the results that all of whatever that is have created in my life. I want different results. So going back to Einstein, if you want different results, you got to take different action. You can't microanalyze the action either. You can't watch the pot to see if it's going to boil. You can't look at the minute hand on a clock. I know some genius is going to say, "Ben, yes, you can, Lee." Okay, go for it. You cannot do that. It's not going to work unless you want to continue being exactly where you are, because it's yours and it's warm, right? But I think it stinks. So this is what I want to challenge you to do this weekend. How are you spending your weekend? I know how I'm spending mine. And yes, I'm kind of getting in your face a little bit. I know exactly how I'm spending my weekend. I am spending my weekend planning an entirely new thing, which is going to cost me me personally, a ton of money. And I would give it, I think it's going to work, but believe me, I am quite capable of falling flat on my face. Major time, major money, flat on my face. It's just that I do it so often. This is true for AJ and Kyle too, by the way. We do it so often that it's just part of being. It's part of being an entrepreneur. It's oh ow, that hurts. Okay, next. Kind of like that. Instead of, oh well, that hurt, I'm gonna go back to my zone of familiarity, aka my comfort zone. I mean, I got a new thing coming up that I'm going to spend a fair amount of money on. I've got new projects rolling out the door, and I am spending this weekend basically doing a lot of planning for that, not analyzing. When I mean planning, I mean execution. What comes first? Do this by this day, do that by that day, do that by that day. That's what I'm doing. So my question to you is, what are you doing? I know the post office is closed. I understand that. So what are you doing? What would I be doing if I were in your shoes? And I really, really, really wanted to be a winner. And I said to myself, I don't even know if I believe Lee, but I know that I believe that where I am, I don't particularly like anymore. And I've just, by God, got to do something to get out of this. I know what I would be doing. I would be researching businesses, creating a massive spreadsheet. I would be getting all my research done for next week, a ton of it. I would be figuring out, like, some of you have mentioned, hey, this is kind of like a little money. Been there, done that. Okay, I understand that $30 can be a lot of money to a lot of people. I am not being insensitive to that. If that's where you are, then you need to be thinking about where you're going to get the money for mailing. Serious. I could walk into any of your houses or apartments or anything, and I could probably pick up several items, and I could tell you how to make at least $500 off of those several items through eBay. New thought, right? And I know this because my wife buys and sells stuff on eBay all the time. She's a big collector. But stuff that you have that's lying around that you don't use. I mean, look, we are not living in the middle of Somalia. I know you got stuff lying around that you don't use. Sell it. What's it doing there? Collecting dust, turn it into cash, turn it into mailings, let's mail. So this weekend, you need to think long and hard about, actually, what I'm talking about, this getting excited, the adrenaline rush. Look what my hand's doing while I'm doing this. This adrenaline, getting excited, the adrenaline rush, and then, oh, it's not such an adrenaline. Man, this is work. I don't know if this is going to work. This might not work. That thing. That's called the dip. Seth Godin actually wrote a book called The Dip, and it's all about getting excited, the adrenaline rush. It's all working out. Oh, it's really not working out. This isn't working out at all. This isn't like I thought it would be. Man, this is work. And if you're going to get across the dip, something's got to happen. And the key word here is consistency. I didn't say belief. Belief generally comes after you see stuff happen. We are basically very rational people. But belief will only carry you only so far, because belief is so easily attacked by what you see, and the natural is your real circumstances, right? So what you have to do is you have to put aside belief. You have to put aside, dude, I ain't seeing it. You have to put that aside. And you have to say to yourself, where do I get the money for the next mailing? I'm going to take the money that I have for the next mailing. I'm not going to buy whatever that thing is that I was going to buy anyway, that I don't need anyway, because I'm going to put that money in the next mailing. Because all that other crap in your life, I mean, it's not solving your life problem. It's just the accumulation of the crap in your life, right? So you need to be thinking about that next mailing. And this weekend, you need to be taking your time. Don't rest. Who needs rest? You can rest when you're dead. I don't rest. AJ doesn't rest. Kyle doesn't rest. Well, there's no way Kyle can rest with me and AJ. I mean, that's impossible. So you need to be planning out. This is a war. This is not a battle. It's not even a fight. It is a war. It's going to go on and on and on for some time. There's going to be dip after dip after dip after dip as your business grows. Got it? So you need to be deciding who you are and what you want and what you're going to do to get what you want this weekend. And you need to take all the stuff, put it aside, and say, I'm mailing more. I'm researching businesses. I'm getting my letters ready. Every one of you can do that this weekend. And we're going to hit it hard next week. Got it? Cool. I love you. Peace and all that. Let us know how we can help you.